Heat pumps, if installed well, can absolutely be cheaper than a gas boiler. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and we'll catch you on the next one.
Hang on, Adam, surely we've got to give them a bit more info than that.
All right, let's go into a bit more detail. Did you know all MCS heat pump quotes must come with a performance estimate? This explains the running cost in detail quite clearly so you can work out exactly how much your system is going to cost to run, and the MCS installation company is required to make it perform to those figures. If you didn't know that, perhaps it's a good idea to subscribe to this channel for all the information you need about renewable heating. But if you can't wait for your quote, here's a rough guide to work out quickly how much your heat pump is going to cost to run. As always with heat pumps, this is something that's quite often misunderstood. We often see customers asking other customers, how much does your heat pump cost to run a month? Expecting that if they get a heat pump, it's going to cost a similar amount. It's incredibly unlikely to be anywhere near similar, and that's because of three variables. The first is obviously how big the house is. Bigger houses cost more to heat. The second is how well insulated it is. Well insulated houses obviously require less energy to heat them. But additionally, well-insulated houses mean that the heat pump can run at a lower temperature and get a much higher COP, which again drags down the running cost. And the third variable is how it's installed and how it's designed. That will directly affect the SCOP, or seasonal coefficient of performance, or efficiency, which can be anywhere between 200% efficient and 500% efficient. So, as per all of these things, and you'll see as a running theme for our channel, the first thing we need to do is a heat loss calculation, or work out the heat load for the property. To do this, you can look at your EPC, which will show you how many kilowatt hours you need for space heating and hot water per annum. However, these can be quite inaccurate. Or use our cheat sheet, which I'll link to up there and down there, to work out how much power is required for your house. Then multiply it by 1500 times for heating and 500 times for hot water. For example, if you work out using our cheat sheet that your property requires 5 kilowatts, this would require 10,000 kilowatt hours per annum, 7,500 on heating and 2,500 on hot water. Now, it doesn't actually matter how accurate this bit is if you're comparing a gas boiler to a heat pump. You just need to work out what's more expensive and by roughly how much. So as long as you're using the same number for a gas boiler and a heat pump, that's just fine. So once you've worked out your demand, you can work out exactly how much energy, primary energy, is required from your boiler or heat pump by dividing your demand by your heat source efficiency. Now let me explain that a little bit more. If we're going to heat with a newer gas boiler, for example, we'd assume around about a 90% efficiency. So multiply our 10,000 kilowatt hours by 0.9, and we know that our property is going to require roughly 11,111 kilowatt hours of gas per annum to heat the space and the hot water. Now we simply multiply that number by the current cost of gas, which currently, as of the 28th of March, is about 7.4p per kilowatt hour. Multiply our 11,111 by 7.4p gives £822.21 fuel bill per year. Now, for a heat pump, the efficiency is much more varied. And it's also worth noting that modern units are typically much better in efficiency. So now you'll have to check out how your heat pump's going to perform. Here's a copy of the Aerotherm Plus performance chart. And this table basically shows what SCOP, or efficiency, averaged over the year our heat pump will achieve for different flow temperatures. Now, a SCOP of 1 would mean that it'd be 100% efficient for heating and hot water averaged throughout the year. And a SCOP of 5, 500% efficiency. Now, as you can see in this table, the lower the flow temperature, the higher the SCOPs. And if you want to find out for your specific home what temperature your system's going to roughly run at, there's a couple of things you can do. You can turn down your current flow temperature and make sure it still heats the space, but you have to do that on a -2 or -3 day, which obviously isn't very often. Or have a look at our radiator sizing cheat sheet. We'll link to that above and below, and that will tell you if it will run at 50 or 40 degrees. If it's not going to run at 50 or 40 degrees, if it has to run higher than that, you'd need to swap your radiators anyway. Using a 50-degree flow temperature and a 7 kilowatt heat pump, for a good average example, we can see that we'd be generating a SCOP of 3.65. That's 365% efficiency. Now we go back to our property demand, which is 10,000 kilowatt hours per annum, and divide this by 3.65, which gives 2,740 kilowatt hours required per annum for space heating and hot water. Multiply this by the national average for electricity, which is currently 28p, gives £767.12 worth of electricity required per year, which in this scenario is cheaper than the gas option. Now, if we had a poorly installed boiler, that might cost a little bit extra to run. That might be £900, but not a world apart from the £822 we figured out earlier. However, if we have a heat pump that didn't perform so well, due to being older technology or just poor installation practice, and it only had a SCOP of 2.5, it would cost £1,120 per annum to run. But likewise, if it's really well installed, and as you can see from our table, SCOPs of 5 are possible. And if you get a SCOP of 5, it's only going to cost £560 per annum to run. And now you can see the variables. So, as you can see from these examples, yes, electricity is more expensive, but heat pumps are that much more efficient than boilers, and installed in the right way in the right property can be much cheaper to run. And this obviously depends on the difference between the cost of electricity and gas, which is always closing. And as prices do change, feel free to play with these numbers and keep working out for yourself. Also bear in mind, there's environmental levies currently placed on electricity due to historically being quite high carbon intensity per kilowatt hour. That's now all moving over to gas because electricity is getting cleaner by the day and gas can't. Unless you put hydrogen in, which would make the gas more clean, but hydrogen is very, very, very expensive. Okay, if you found this information useful, let us know in the comments, and please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification. Subscriptions really help us boost this channel and give us inspiration to provide much free content like this. So if you appreciate the content, please do us a favour and subscribe. If you'd like a heat pump installation, be sure to check out a Heat Geek map where you can find installers. If they're not MCS registered, they can now do that through us, and you can gain access to the Boiler Upgrade Scheme grant, and we'll also give it the Heat Geek Assured Guarantee. More information on that down below. See you in the next one.
If you're a consumer and would like more advice on renewable heating, check out our Consumer Series playlist here on Heat Geek for all you need to know about renewable heating and energy.